This was a completely one-sided game. The Colts absolutely dominated this game from start to finish. The Dolphins, I think, didn't get off the plane when they got to Indy. Let's just go into some of the stats here because they're ugly. Let's get them out of the way. Tua, 14 for 23 in passing, 114 yards, one touchdown, two interceptions, and a fumble. The most yards on the day was Devon Achane, who had 7 carries for 55 yards. Then you had Tyreek Hill, who had 4 receptions for 40 yards. And our second highest scorer behind Devon Achane was Julian Hill, who actually had a 2-point conversion. So kudos to Julian. 3 sacks were allowed today on Tua, and the time of possession was absolutely lopsided. 21 minutes and 17 seconds of possession for the Dolphins versus 38 minutes and 43 seconds for the Colts. This game was so Dolphins, but it wasn't even so Dolphins in the fact that, like, they gave us a little bit of hope that maybe they were going to pick up something and maybe we could win the game, and then we were left defeated. They showed us from the minute that they got out onto that field that this day was going to be an absolute disaster. As a fan, I have waited 245 days for this game to be completely and utterly let down by this team. Tua, your quarterback, $212 million in year 6 on this team. And the most he can come up with is 114 yards with 3 turnovers. And I know people are going to say, Marissa, have you seen our O-line? Our O-line is trash. I get that. But Tua gets paid a lot of money to make better decisions than he did today. That showing was not good. Mike McDaniel, offensive-minded genius. We can completely throw that narrative out the window if you haven't done so already. So many injuries in this game. We are an injury-plagued team, and we were already coming in thin week 1. We're thin in week 1. Benito Jones, out for the game. Oblique injury. Storm Duck, ankle injury. James Daniels, pectoral injury. Austin Jackson, toe injury. Waddle ended up in the medical tent. Tyreek Hill ended up in the medical tent. I mean, could it get any worse? Could it get any worse? Not only that, but you want to instill confidence in your team, and your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, did so poorly that he was pulled out of the end of the game to put in Zach Wilson because it just didn't matter. It just did not matter. The Dolphins actually almost got shut out in this game. They eked out 8 points at the very end. But just to give you some really interesting information, the last time that a team was shut out in the opening game of the season was when the Cowboys beat the Giants 40-0 in 2023. And do you know who the quarterback was? Let me let you take a guess. The quarterback was Daniel Jones that got shut out in that game. We made Daniel Jones look like Joe freaking Montana out there today, the next coming of Joe Montana. I mean, this was literally a Pop Warner team playing an NFL caliber team. I'm wearing black. I changed out of my shirt, my jersey, because I'm in mourning. I don't know that I have it in me to go through 16 more games of this. I know it's only game 1. It's going to get better from this. That's what you guys tell me. It can only go uphill from here, right? Game 1. It's just game 1. You guys, you can use that theory when maybe there's a couple issues here, a sprinkling of issues there. But this was across the board an abysmal performance. It wasn't just Tua. It wasn't just the O-line. It wasn't just the front 7 who is supposed to be a absolute gauntlet of a front 7. It wasn't just the secondary. It wasn't just, the coach. It was literally everything. Everything about this was wrong today. Don't know how the new kicker is that's replacing Jason Sanders. He was never out on the field. I mean, what an absolute train wreck. I know that fans can overreact. I get that. I've been that fan, but it is really hard to walk away from this game and find something positive to take out of it. Like, I challenge you, tell me one thing that was positive from this game. Besides the fact that poor Devon Achan, every year, that man puts his heart out there. He puts it all on the line for this team. That is my rant. Nothing much more to share there. I have a plethora of guests lined up for you guys each week. I hope that they still show. I hope that they still want to talk Dolphins ball with me after this game. I guess that's to be determined. I appreciate everyone's support. I hope you can salvage the rest of your Sunday, and we will see you next time. Bye.